Hey, it's Rachel from All About Planners. In this video, I'm doing a review of the Commit 30 planner. So the reason that I wanted this planner is because it has a big focus on habit tracking and goals. Not many planners seem to include built-in habit trackers, and this one, they're everywhere. So I was really keen to see what it looks like on the inside. So in terms of size, it's what I would call a medium-sized planner. It is about 7 inches wide by about 10 inches high. So most medium-sized I classify as 7 by 9, so it's a little bit higher than that. Instead of the usual coil binding that most planners have, it has the hardbound, like stitched style. I personally prefer coil bound because this type of planner pages don't tend to lay flat, so I'll be interested to see if these ones do. It has like a soft leather cover, which means it's quite lightweight. So even though it's quite a big page size, it doesn't feel like it weighs too much. So let's have a look inside. So as you probably saw from them falling out before, got some planner stickers that came with it, kind of like a random assortment. And then we go into the actual planner. So this one was the academic year 2017 to 2018. So even though it's expired at the time of me recording this video, you can still use expired planners by adding some date dot stickers. And I actually quite like to buy expired ones or ones that are expiring soon when they're on clearance, because then it's much cheaper, obviously, to try them out and see if you like them and then get the current version. Because I switch between so many different planners, I don't really care if a planner is dated or not. I'll just put some date dot stickers over the top of it. So dates at a glance pages, and it also has this little US holidays thing down the bottom here. I quite like this format. I've not seen another planner do it where they've got the dates at a glance and then the little holidays and then a notes. I think it's a really functional way to fit everything on the one page. And then the overall theme of the planner is this kind of beigey, I guess it's beige, color with black, so quite minimalist with that little pop of color. I'm not actually a fan of that color. It'd be nicer if it was just like all black and gray. It's kind of a bit of an odd color to me to put in a planner. It's not like bright and colorful. However, you could use this planner like it's gender neutral, which I suppose is another big draw card for it. So we've got the vision section, and then a goals overview. And then this planner gives you a little snapshot of some suggested ways to use it, like what to put in each section, which I always check when planners include that because it gives me some ideas. Although this one's a pretty, common layout, vertical 3 sections per day. I mean, you can't really change that up too much. So I really like the quotes in this planner. Some quotes in planners can be a bit wishy-washy, whereas this one's kind of like, I guess, like factual, motivational quotes, which are my preferred. So first off, we have the Commit 30 section and some goal setting space, and then you go into the monthly calendar. So I was quite pleased to note that the monthly calendar starts on a Monday, and so does the weekly spread. So I like when they keep it consistent. It's just less confusing, because if I go from the weekly to the monthly and then it starts on a Sunday, it just confuses me. I like having the weekend together next to each other. So at the moment, it doesn't look like they are combining the boxes. They've just restarted the numbering on a new row. So 6 rows instead of 5, and then restarting, which is always nice. I hate when they split the boxes in 2. If you watch any of my other planner review videos, you'll know that I always comment on that because it just makes the boxes so useless to write in. So at least it's functional. And we have a little up the top here, this month I commit to, so I guess like a top priority section, a dot grid note section, which not many planners include the combination between the dot grid and like the normal printable style. I used to avoid dot grid because I hated writing on it, but after using it for a while, when I try bullet journaling, I actually don't mind dot grid because it's so faint you can't really see it from a distance, but you've still got a bit of a guide to write on. So I am slowly being converted to liking writing on dot grid. Right, so we've got the weekly spread, pretty standard vertical, 3 sections per day. You've got the scheduling space, which starts at 5 a.m. if you're up that early and finishes at 7. If you're anything like me and you're not a morning person, I would be whiting out those times, but at least I only have it on the side here, on one side of the spread, not repeated on every single column, which tends to drive me a little bit nuts about vertical planners because it's so unnecessary and it wastes so much space. So I quite like that it's compact. It's there, you don't need it on every single box per day. However, it is unlined, so if you want to try and keep it neat with that hour, you might struggle a little bit because there's no lines. And also in the sidebar, there's no lines. You've just got the check boxes as a guide of where to write, and that dot grid notes down the bottom. And then the 3 boxes for each bottom, at the bottom of each day, which I'd probably use for meal planning, like lunch, dinner, snacks, something like that, or a top 3 for each day. Maybe like a daily habit tracking or routine tasks, cleaning. I do quite like when they include 3 because I always do top 3, but a couple of other ways that you could use it. You probably noticed that this planner does not have tabs, so I am a big fan of tabs to find stuff easier. However, when they don't have tabs, some planners such as this one include the little printing on the side so you can find the month easier. The lighting today that I'm filming is not that great, but I hope you can see that it's got it for each month printed there to try and help you find it a little easier. Nice little extra. So the months are the same, you've just got the different quotes. Got that same like one goal to commit to with like a habit tracking, and then the monthly goal repeated for each. So if I keep going right through to the back of the planner, keep going, okay. So at the very back you have a couple of extra pages. So you've got little monthly overview calendars. Probably wouldn't use them because they're just so small, I can't really write in them, but if you wanted just a little bit of extra space, then these ones can be a good idea for like habit tracking. You put some dot stickers in on days when you're going to schedule to do things like blog post planning. If you're going travel planning as like an overview. For me, it's just kind of an awkward size. It's not quite big enough, but it's also not small to have like all of them on the one page. It's just kind of odd sizing to me. But you might prefer that size. So we've got some more dot grid notes pages at the back. You've got quite a few of these actually, a lot more than most planners tend to include. Now I will be doing a pen testing as I always do, and the link to the blog post with that will be linked in the description box below. We'll be testing gel pens, ballpoint, fine tip, etc. At the back you've got a very roomy pocket folder, that's super roomy, and then the elastic band if you want to close the planner. If you've got loose stuff like the stickers or anything like that hanging out, you can keep it all together with the elastic band. So on the whole, it is a very, I'd say, minimalist planner. You've got all the stuff you need. There's not really too many extra pages, like no useless stuff like contacts pages. I don't get why some planners still include those. Lots of note pages at the back. I do wish you would had that they included more habit tracking sections. So you really only got that one habit tracker for each month. Be good if there was multiple for each month that you could track lots of things on rather than just the one. It does have that monthly goals, which most planners don't include, and they actually break it down rather than just one open-ended box. But yeah, more of these, maybe like shrink the design. You could put like 4 on the one page would be very good. Gender neutral, and yeah, just a functional layout. Not really much more to it than that. Would I use it? Possibly. I'm not usually a fan of vertical planners, but I don't mind this one. The boxes are still quite big to write in. I've got the top, well, I would use this as a top 3 section, and then some more notes down the bottom. So I might give this a go. I was mainly interested in it for the habit tracking section. So I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll include the link to the pen testing in the description box below. Don't forget to subscribe. I usually do 1 or 2 planner reviews each week on my channel.